I don't know if anybody's gonna show up today, but I'll give it some time.
Can you hear me?
Yes, crystal
Okay,
clear.
awesome.
Yeah, it's really hard to get anybody to respond to their emails, so I just kind of like had my fingers crossed. But it's difficult to know if anybody will show up or not. I know Janine said she'd be out of state, and I haven't heard from B, so she's probably still doing stuff. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Have you overlooked any of the stuff that I sent in the email?
I did.
Okay, and then does anything come to mind?
No, I've been trying to work on the porta potties and the waste thing and the insurance. But the waste thing, I didn't know if you were wanting to get like dumpsters and then just have dumpsters moved in and then like the dumpsters moved out, or people just coming in to clean. Because if you want to save some money, I'll go the next day and clean up the streets and stuff. Unless you're just wanting some dumpsters.
That's actually a great question. I will put that on my to-do list, so, because,
Okay.
Wiley would be the best person to ask on that question, and maybe I'll put that down.
'Cause
Um,
I have about 3 boys that could use some money, and I would definitely put them to work, picking up trash if we're not wanting to dish out some money.
sorry, what do you mean by 3 boys?
My stepson, and then there's 2 kids that we pay to like do some stuff around the house, and they're always wanting to work so they can get some money. So I have three kids that want to make some money. So I would put them to work, like picking up trash and dumping trash and taking it to Star Hill and stuff, if that's even plausible.
Um, as far as that, I'm not sure, but that would probably be considered nepotism, if that makes sense. Because I know some people they'll want to help and they'll make those propositions. But I actually haven't explored that. I don't know if that's a thing, because so you're coming at it from the community aspect. But with how the organizations and stuff work, I think when families and stuff like that, if I'm not mistaken, I have to talk to the mayor about this. I know that things can get quite controversial kind of thing, because people
Okay.
have conclusions about stuff, but yeah, just an FYI on that one. But all the other stuff that you've put forward, is stuff that I didn't consider as far as like, if they should be literal dumpsters or not. Cause I don't
Yeah.
know how much trash is even generated during ColorFest. Okay, so trash dumpsters. Talk to Wiley. Um. Has anything, okay, and then as far as the insurance, I didn't know if like he had got my email, so I actually called Beth White, but we can't really do anything with liability insurance anyway, because there's 2 fundamental questions that have to be asked, and the first question is, well, actually, okay, 2 things that be done, I think. So one of them is, does the city or does tourism have its own liability insurance? And I haven't gotten an answer to that because the mayor hasn't been in. And then the second question is, well, or I shouldn't say question, but the thing is, we actually have to resolve all these issues first as a collective, like how the festival's gonna be, who's gonna show up, because once we determine like, oh, is there gonna be like, animal park thingy over here? Or is this thing over here gonna happen? And then we can finally say, okay, we fill the application out for insurance, we can officially say, hey, okay, this is how our event's gonna go, right? So
Yeah.
I guess we can't really get the insurance thing figured out until people show up, which I'm kind of wondering, it would have been nice nice to have received a response, and certain people couldn't make it today. Because we can't.
One of the questions that I seen on the insurance was, is there going to be fire there? And I was like, oh, there might be.
Yeah, there would be, because the idea was to burn the effigy.
Okay. All right. Well, I got a few quotes, but that's without the fire. And also,
Oh, okay,
I didn't know
yes.
if we were doing like there was like a liquor one. Do we want insurance for like alcohol, like medical? There was all kinds of stuff, and I was like, oh, I don't want to like say yes and then it not be. And
Right. Well, this will probably be a short meeting today because we can't meet quorum, so we can't really do anything.
yeah,
No, that's a great question. I think that there should be alcohol, but that's also subjective as well, because I know that, okay, so, did you see the map that I sent?
yes,
Okay, since it's gonna be within Georgia Street, there's not really many opportunities for alcohol, but people like to drink alcohol and they like to watch country or live entertainment, like that's no mystery. So I don't know, like, okay, so I know that there is what's called the Beacon now on Georgia Street, but it's not open to the general public that I understand, and it's owned now by V and her partner. So I don't know if they'll serve alcohol or not.
yeah,
But if they do, that would actually create an opportunity for entertainment, but also since Janine's not here, and I know like our options for event housing are very limited in city limits, so it's like the question is, if there's alcohol, then okay, well, where can they go? Like, can they take a wristband? Can they walk around, the confinement of the area that's been zoned off? Or do they have to go in a building, like say, the special event centers in town, like how would that work? So that's something about the alcohol. I would like to say, yes, there should be alcohol there, because there was alcohol at every other event that we had.
yeah.
And I'm assuming, well, I guess since the Elks Lodge is separate from that, they would make their own assumption about that, but I would probably say yes as a safe bet. I don't see opposition being a factor in that.
Okay. I do think that if we're going to have alcohol, I don't think glass should be able to be in the perimeter, because if
I
it
agree.
breaks, someone steps on it.
Yes.
Okay. So do you want me to continue looking for the insurance and the porta potties and dumpsters, or let me just hold off until you figure out if you're wanting a dumpster?
Well, let me speak to Wiley first. He can give me an idea. I can't seem to get a hold of Tabitha or Brooke. I don't know if they're busy or what, but I've been trying to ask for a vendor application.
Okay.
So if I can't get that, I probably can't get my questions answered on the trash pickup with like what they've historically done, so it's kind of a shot in the dark on that. So I would say it's my mistake, because I didn't realize there was that much intricacy involved in it. I should have known better. Probably just go ahead and hold off on the insurance, so that way you're not overwhelmed, because until we can get like a cohesive process where all these boxes are checked off, and that way when you go to do these quotes, and boom, you'll have the answer right there. That was something I was trying to do, is create like a checklist so we have all the answers, but I guess I didn't do best.
Now for the porta potties, I can keep looking for porta potties because we need them, but how many do I need to quote for?
Let's see.
I was
Well,
thinking, is the porta potties just going to be at the riverfront, and then like the other businesses have like bathrooms if they are able to use them, or?
well, my thing is that okay, so people have a variety of options, and if they come to downtown, I mean, there's businesses they can visit. Now, I don't know if the restrooms are available to use, but I do know that, there's obviously restrooms at the restaurant they can use. There's Dairy Queen up the street. Trying to think what else there is. Gosh, it's hard to visualize right now.
I know. Because in my head, I was thinking 4 porta potties. Because the festivals I've been at, and like the fairs and stuff, they don't have a ton of porta potties. And I've been to a festival that had like 10,000 people, and they had maybe 6 porta potties.
Yeah, I think 4 to 6 is a safe bet. I was
Okay.
thinking 4 as well. I think that would be pretty balanced.
Okay.
Let's see. So let's see here. As it goes down. There's not too much that I can really go over with this right now because I feel like my hands are tied up. Again, the schedule, okay, actually, I do have a favor to ask you.
Yeah.
What you could do, so you talked to Lyle Blackburn. I want you to ask him what his exact amount is that he is going to charge that includes like his complete package, like, because he said it would be like $700 individually for him, but like, I wanna know what he requires and stuff, because what's gonna end up happening is if we get him to come down, there is gonna have to be like, make sure that everything is in writing, like contract, so that we pay him money, it's, okay, well, this is the agreed amount, you have to come up and do this, and then as, upon your arrival, we'll give you this money, etc. So if you can get an exact amount for the next meeting, that would be really good.
Okay, I will.
So here's something else to take in mind. If we work together on this event, it can be successful. I don't know if you saw the video for the Mothman Festival, but there has to be momentum, like we have to start from somewhere. Everything started out as a small event with like a few hundred people, and eventually the thing grew over the next couple of years, right? So really,
Right.
it's all you need the right like bodies, you have to have people show up, and since this is new territory for tourism, we probably also have to have a actual like Momo Fest thing where like we have to arrange a separate meeting for people that are interested in coming to the event, like volunteer wise to show up, so you have to put that out there as well, because I know that the Chamber of Commerce, they're already doing Color Fest stuff this early in the year. So, if we had quorum, we could get the ball rolling really fast, because since I work for the city, I'm able to ask a lot of questions, but unfortunately, there's some people that are not in the building right now.
Mhm.
So I wrote that stuff down. So did you have any more questions to add to that?
I can start getting the word out. I think I was just kind of waiting for like the go, like is the date, like the 5th, is that the date, and kind of just like the people that's going to be there, and so I can kind of start getting the word out. I mean, I can even like put some ads up on Facebook. I can put some flyers up in Hannibal.
Well, see, that's just the thing, is that, all right. I wish we could do that, but we can't. So July 5th, I think, has been universally agreed upon in the emails that we have. Is July 5th is not really anything of significance. There's no funds being pulled from anywhere, right? So July 5th itself is a date that is pretty safe. But what's a problem is, which I wish it would turn into this, because it's probably gonna end up being this way, so like, in order to solidify this date, in order to get July 5th, we have to have people here, and the reason why we have to have people here is because we have to go over what we have to agree on, like, okay, for example, if we get Kyle Blackburn and we get Bill White to come here, where are they gonna go? Whose permissions are what, because it turns out, 2 of our board members own 2 event centers, right? And they have the seating capacity and the space necessary for those special guests. Well, if they're not here, it's hard to make a commitment to something when you can't get those people involved, right?
Okay,
So
yeah.
it's hard to, like, I'm as enthusiastic and spontaneous as you, like, I wanna go put stuff up right now, like, I would work 24/7. But because this is held under the umbrella of wait, hold on one second, someone's calling me. Hello? Hey, yes. Yeah, I'll be down there in like 20 minutes, okay? Alright, bye. Okay, so, yeah, we need people in here that actually have stuff in the city limits, because since they're not here, it makes this whole thing problematic, and it's gonna delay stuff more, and what sucks about that is because they're not here, it puts into question, well, the people that we would like to hire for the event can't just twiddle their thumbs forever, right?
Right.
And so that is creating an unnecessary, undue burden. So I need to figure something out. I'll have to get with the mayor, because the not responding to the email saying like giving a common courtesy would be very helpful if I can't make it to that. Like that's an issue right now. I didn't get a response back from any of that stuff. So I have to get with the mayor and talk to him. We might have to actually, I know one person told me that they've been busy for a long time and, that maybe we might have to appoint someone else. To occupy their position, but we can't do anything with that right now. However, on a higher note, this is something, additional that will be excited. So I'm gonna, is it okay if I discontinue the conversation from Bubble Fest right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I actually was contacted last night, right before I left work, regarding a circus in town. And there is a gentleman by the name of, I think, Dave Williams. He has a circus, I'll forward you the email. And he wants to set up, when I say circus, I mean like the way that we think of circuses in movies, right? So he wants to set up a big tent. And he goes around the country and they do like 400 shows, I think, a year or something crazy like that. They do two 90-minute shows. And what they do is they come and set up, and there are certain things that they require from us to be able to, function. So like I know that they charge, I think it's a $295 application fee. But according to the guy that I spoke to, he says that they have general liability insurance already. So we're covered under that. Our job is to distribute the tickets. They have tickets that they want to distribute, and we take those tickets and we sell them. And I think they're from anywhere from $7 to $8 a piece.
Mhm.
But the city administrator is super ecstatic about it. I'm super ecstatic about it. They need 2 ticket holders, and the problem that we're running into right now, like off the cuff, is logistics. So if it's 300, I don't know if it's 300 feet by 300 feet, I think that's what it is. They want a location for that, like logistics. And then they need someone to be able to pick up like a trash company, pick up like the manure and stuff, and then they need a source of water and a fire department. But it seems like their demands are very little. The only other thing is parking. Like if we, you know as well as I do, we get a circus here, which I think the concerned citizens feel would be perfect for this. We're gonna be swamped.
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
I think it's gonna be, maybe, I can't remember if it's a 500 person capacity, but like. You're even invited to watch them inflate the tent and like check out their thing before they start the show, which is really cool. So, that whole process won't be nearly as complicated, to pass, but I think I'm gonna have a special council meeting sometime this month, but with not getting responses from my emails is causing issues. So, that's something to think about. I'm gonna send you the emails. I want you to look at that, but I'm gonna have to call the mayor in and we're gonna talk it over and see if we can't get that approved. They're wanting to come down August 30th.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see. Another thing, there's just a lot on my mind, sorry. Another thing is, let's see. Okay, I'm just switching it back to Momo Fest. So the big thing about making Momo Fest work is gonna have to be the guests. If we can confirm the guests and make sure that we get them paid, everything else will flow naturally. That's the first thing. Because people will show up to an event where there's special guests. The city administrator knows somebody who is actually in the discovery, or investigation discovery channels, Monsters in America. Well, actually the person, his boss was actually one of the people that does the monster stuff that was in the film. So he was gonna talk to me today about how much that guy would charge to be able to show up as well, and I was like, well, he was obviously in the series, the mini-series, so I don't see why we wouldn't have him. And I also
Right.
reached out to the development company behind the Momo movie, the one, I'm sure that, the one that you and Woodrow watched.
Yeah.
They told me that they said, so that, I'm trying to make sure that I get streaming rights, so if we broadcast this, people can watch it. So
Oh,
they would,
Lyle messaged me and he said that he already asked them and he said that we could. I'll forward you the email.
okay, fantastic. Alright, yeah, so I'll update this Momo Fest brochure. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and start up a task delegation sheet and see if people talk, because I reached out to CMC. For the Momo statue, right? I said, would you be willing to participate? But the guy said, yeah, as long as you show up in person and talk to me about it. He said, something I'm willing to entertain, but I can't really talk about much over the phone.
Okay.
So do you have any free time today?
I do have some free time.
Okay, how about me and you go to CMC and talk to him about the Momo Fest thing, just show up.
Now, where is that at?
CMC is on Highway 54. You know where the fireworks stand is at?
That's fine. I'll just Google map it.
Okay, yeah, it's not too far away, so there's a little place, it's they manufacture steel and stuff, and the reason why we talked to him is because. B talked to me and wanted to know like if they'd be willing to provide like a base, like a base for the sculpture or whatever.
Yeah.
And see, that's another thing too, is figuring out like how big the sculpture and stuff is gonna be. And since people can't show up again, it's another question. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and jump off here, and I guess I'll get a hold of the mayor and have a conversation with him, but yeah, I'm gonna get off work around 4:30, so I will show up and then yeah, I'm sure he'll figure it out. If you don't, let me know.
Okay. Just shoot me the time and the address that you're wanting to go.
Alright, I'll do that. I'll also forward you the email regarding the service, okay?
Okay.
Alright, meeting adjourned. Thank you.
All right. Bye.